How's it going, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. And one thing I wanted to do in the stream on May 2nd, but never got around to it because we were caught up in the Dale Earnhardt series, is to show you all the work I've done on NR2003 that was not shown to the public. Now, honestly, as I'm recording this, I have no desire to make this video, but it will fester in my mind if I don't make it. So sorry if the quality is not the best. And fair warning, I probably won't tie every loose end up, but I will show you as much as I could. All cars will be available in the description below unless I mention otherwise. So with that being said, here's what I've worked on. One of the first car sets I did paint for NR2003 was IROC. IROC was one of my favorite series because of each car's identity is a color. And as you guys know me, I am a sucker for colors. So what I did is made my own 2000 car set, as you saw in my first crash compilation video. I also made a separate 2012 one that I've never posted or published anywhere. Both of these use the IROC Mod, and both car sets are available in the description below. One thing to note of both is that I had less cup drivers and expanded to other series, including ARCA and Formula 1. My first legit car set I ever painted was 2012, but what I dubbed it was NASCAR, but in its heyday. I painted over 50 cars in this set and played with it with different roster changes that straight up just never happened. And it should be noted that I was still getting used to Photoshop, so don't expect anything mind-blowing with these cars. These cars did show up in my second crash compilation video, and they are available in the description below for the BR12 mod. Now, I'm a sucker for just weird cars in general. The next cars I painted were add-ons to the 2003 ARCA series. These are for the ARCA mod. The drivers are Ryan Newman for Roger Penske, Greg Biffle for Roush. This car also makes an appearance in the first crash compilation video. And then I made a 5-car team called H2 Motorsports. And that team has Bill Baird, Ted Musgrave, Casey Mears, Tim Steele, and Lake Speed. No idea what I was thinking at the time, but here we are. Cars are available in the description below for the ARCA mod. The first 1997 cars were just a few filler cars I added to the OriginalCup mod. Those being Del McCoward, Larry Pearson, and Norm Benning. Very simple cars to make, but they were very necessary for the car set. Those are all available in the description below. Ever heard of M.E.S.S? It was my first ever fictional series. So the backstory behind M.E.S S, or the Monster Energy Star series, was that in the summer of 2013, the World of Outlaws raced at my local racetrack, Huset's Speedway, or what is now called Badlands Speedway. Tony Stewart raced there. He almost won, but spun with less than 7 laps to go. I got inspired and did my own series, making a car like Stewart's and playing with ideas that the World of Outlaws had. There are some 100 cars, and this is also the first time where I saw Casey Kane's team, and Casey Kane's number font is, in my opinion, the #1 all-time best number set. It is my favorite. This series that I made is for the Cup 90 mod, and I had some of the most random of drivers involved. like Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Steve Kinzer, Buddy Lazier, and, Richard Petty, just for safe measure. I like this series a lot because of the creative freedom I had while making this. Another ambitious idea I had but died pretty quickly was the idea of a NASCAR college series. The idea was that each college would have one team and they would race for the championship, just like, the NASCAR Cup Series, the Winston Cup Series back in the day. Ironically, it was because of college that this series fell through. What you're seeing on the screen now are the PSD files that I started up and have made so far. But I really haven't made any progress on them, and because of that, I'm not going to release them. They're all just way too early in the going, and it's just not worth it. But you guys are more than welcome to start your very own NASCAR Collegiate series. Before the NR2003 Short 8, the 2016 Daytona 500, which those cars are all available in the description below, there was actually a first draft of this car set. It was originally going to be a 2015 car set. Some of the cars have remained the same, but some have changed, like Carl Edwards driving a 10 GoDaddy car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Jeff Gordon back in the 24 ride, and Chase Elliott driving a 9 Napa car with, you guessed it, Casey Kane's font. This car is for Hendrick Motorsports, by the way. As I mentioned before, I just love Casey Kane's number font. But anyways, I painted over 70 cars for this car set, and the link to this car set will, as you've guessed it, will be in the description below. I painted a 33 truck driven by Mike Skinner in 2001. It was going to be for a short where the 2001 Craftsman Truck Series raced at Night, Bristol. I did run this race, but never recorded it in CCM and put the short into production. This truck will be in the description below. I also added 5 random add-ons for the Cup Series in 2014. These cars I did not fully paint. What I did is I just changed the number so that they raced as well. These are all available in the description below for the Gen 6 BR mod. Before the 2015 Summer Showdown, I was going to do 2 shorts Before the 2015 Summer Showdown, I was going to do 2 shorts involving the 2015 Xfinity Series. One where they raced at IRP, and then I was going to do a bigger short where the 2015 Xfinity Series raced at COTA, or Circuit of the Americas. I painted several cars for that race, including a Jeff Green Nesquik car, Herman Quiroga, Adrian Fernandez, Jorge Getters, and more. This short was scrapped because of time, and also when I look back on it, it wasn't the most exciting of races. There was a 5-wide battle at the final restart, and eventually Blake Cook won the race. Link to all the cars I painted for both shorts are available in the description below. The 2015 Summer Showdown was one of the bigger projects on my channel. I've always loved the idea of taking some cars you normally see racing, adding in some different looking cars, and making it all just a general bigger event. The link to all those cars, including Quaffle's car, will be available in the description below. But what if I told you there was another Summer Showdown back in 2014? In 2014, I thought it would be a cool idea to take 85 2000 cars and had them compete at Bristol. Other than Brendan Gaughan's 04 car and Kerry Earnhardt's 39 car, I did not really paint any of these cars. I either took some cars from the Busch series and put them on the Cup mod, which fit rather well, surprisingly. I also changed some numbers up, or I just used the 2000 Cup cars. I started working on this, but dropped out relatively quickly. All cars are available in the description below, but as I said, all credit goes to the respective painters. If you do see them, tell them thank you. For whatever reason, I never got around to releasing the cars I modified for the Jury Nadu series. The cars I modified, like the number changes, are in the description below. But just a warning, I did not paint these cars originally. All credit goes to the respective painters. What I just did was I took the cars and modified their numbers and changed their driver signature. Again, thank you painters for all your hard work. The Justin Allgaier car I painted for NR2003 Short 13 is also in the description below. It is for the Sprint Cup mod. Another batch of cars I painted for the Sprint Cup mod was a little Road Course Ringers set. One thing I used to love is not just seeing the Road Course Ringers of Boris Said, Ron Fellows, and others race, but they race in their own cars, like Boris Said's Federated Auto Parts car and Ron Fellows' unique cars. So I painted 4 cars, one for Patrick Carpentier, one for Jacques Villeneuve, one for Boris Said, and one for Ron Fellows. I thought it would be amazing if top caliber teams like Penske and Stewart-Haas would provide another car for a Road Course Ringer and let them compete with the normal drivers. This was going to be for Short, where they would race on the Watkins Glen boot, but that short was scrapped. The link to those cars, though, will be in the description below. All cars painted in the Dale Earnhardt series are, of course, available in the description below. No need to really go into detail here. Rusty Wallace's 12 Miller Lite Mobile 1 truck is available in the description below. Spencer Gallagher's 21 car for 2016. I did not need to paint this one, but it was the only car not pre-painted to use for the 2016 Subway Firecracker 250 Redux. So I spent some time on this car, and it is now available in the description below. The 2016 Summer Showdown cars are available in the description below. Won't really say too much here, except I love painting some of these cars because of the detail I put into a few of them, like William Byron's number 9 car. Tony Stewart's Last Ride Cup car. This one I saw no one painted at the time. So, for the 2016 Ford 400 10 Winners Challenge, I painted that car. It's not 100% accurate, the signatures on the side are not the same as the real car, but I think it's convincing enough to put into this challenge. This car is available in the description. Remember the 2017 trailer video? I made green screen cars to add a fun little effect. I decided for giggles to add the 6 green screen cars in the description as well. These cars were for the Gen 6 BR mod, but can also be added to the Gen 6 BR15 mod as well. I also created a few extra Busch cars for the 2000 season, the GNS mod. They were going to be for Short, where they raced at Barber Motorsports Park. But that idea was scratched because the racing was not as good as I thought it would be. However, the link to those cars will be in the description below. I made 2 cars for the 1999 Busch Series. They raced at Pikes Peak in real life, and I decided to remake them for nostalgia's sake. They are available as well as JD Gibbs' Busch car that he raced in 1998. Fun fact, this car was playable in NASCAR Racing 1999 edition. Before One More Spark, I was originally going to make What If Adam Petty Was Still Alive, as shown in the trailer. In the beginning of 2017, I painted 2 cars for the Cup 2000 mod. Adam Petty, which ended up going into One More Spark, and Ron Hornaday, an extra part-time car for DEI. They were in a short that was never made where they raced at Las Vegas. The link is in the description below. A few years ago, I painted Jeff Gordon's 1999 Superman car for the Cup 2000 mod. I threw that car in with the other cars in the One More Spark prologue. I want to show this off a little bit more, and I do have a separate link for that car, and that is in the description of this video. One More Spark. One More Spark was a wonderful series, and I greatly enjoyed working on it when I did before I got burnt out. But if I were to do this series all over again, I would just start at 1987. I would keep all the other what ifs in mind, like Davey Allison, Alan Kowicki, Dale Earnhardt going over to Yates, etc., and just let the simulation do its thing. I got too overly ambitious to a point where doing this series burned me out pretty much to oblivion. I have released all the cars and information in the past, but I have them all here in the description below. Included in the download is the cars that I painted, as well as all the info and stats from the now debunked One More Spark 1987. Enjoy! Lastly, all the other cars I painted after One More Spark will be available in the description below, like all the 2018 Summer Showdown cars for the M.E.S.S 18 mod, as well as Ben Rhodes, Christopher Bell, and Ryan Sieg. All of those are for the 2019 mod. Before I go, I'm going to do a little lightning round. I will tell you several shorts that were in development, but again, didn't happen due to time or burnout or something completely out of my control. I have a 2014 big one at Charlotte where Carl Edwards did an AI blowover. I had the 2000 Busch Series racing at Watkins Glen. I had the 2011 Indy cars racing at Las Vegas again. I had the 2008 Cup cars racing at New Hampshire. I had the 2003 Busch Series at Homestead. I had the 2004 Cup Series at Maui, a fantasy track that's like Homestead. I had the 2013 Nationwide Series and a crash at Talladega where Brian Vickers went up and over, as seen in the trailer. I was going to do What If Adam Petty Was Still Alive. I also had, as shown in the trailer, What If Spingate Never Happened. I also had the 2016 Sprint Cup Series racing at Pikes Peak. I had the 2004 Nextel Cup Series at Levi Strauss Speedway, a fantasy track found in NASCAR 2005, Chase for the Cup, and later entries. I was going to continue the series where I started the 1999 World Cup Series 2014 Kansas and just having different series at different years go to different racetracks. And one idea I had was the 1988 Winston Cup Series at Knoxville Speedway. I also had the 2016 Nationwide Series at Hillside, a default fantasy track for NR2003. I had the 1998 Truck Series at California, where I was going to analyze another big one, as well as this save. The 2016 Truck Series at California, but now called Auto Club, where they had the best racing without any crashes. And then I also had the 2016 March Madness video, but I had a different ending. And more. Look guys, I hate to leave like this, but I can't keep going like this. Unless I can make a living off these types of videos, this pattern of burning out and just negativity will spiral, continue, and possibly get worse. So guys, I am sorry to leave on this note, but I did create a lot of content that you guys did enjoy. And at this point, that is all I can ask for. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoy the cars, and thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, this is Griff Dog saying so long, until next time.